When Canon rumors first said that Canon plans to release a VCM version of the RF 24-70mm f2.8, I didn't see how this could work. Canon said that their VCM line is designed to be extremely close in size and weight, so you can swap out lenses on a gimbal or a rig without the need to rebalance. And for anybody that's used a gimbal or a rig, using a zoom lens can be a challenge. Take the RF 24-105. If I balance the lens at 50mm and change it to 100 or 24 afterwards, it throws the entire kit off balance. A heavy rig or gimbal may power through, but it wears down the motors. On lighter gimbals and rigs, you'll often need to rebalance, and that costs time. So, has Canon solved the problem? Click subscribe and we'll get right to it. It means more to us than feeling the sun on your face for the first time after a long, cold, dark winter. Hi, I'm Simon, your trusty lens-toting news reporter that likes to scan the news and rumor sites so that you don't have to, saving you time to do more important things like having an ice-cold beer after working in the hot, hot summer sun all day long. I spent the last couple of days digging through patent applications, and I think you're going to be as surprised as I was when I tell you what I found. In JP 2025-089511, Canon lays out a wide-angle zoom where the focus group LF sits in front of the image stabilizing unit LIS, and Canon keeps the stabilizer near the center of the lens, not up front or at the back. That balances the glass so that your gimbal or rig doesn't have to fight the weight shift. And all done without making the lens feel bulky, which is a good thing. And in case you were wondering, this patent has already been applied to the Canon RF 10-20mm f4, which is an STM lens, or uses an STM motor. And the key behind this patent application is by placing the optical image stabilization centrally, Canon's able to keep the lens compact, fitting it within a very limited size restrictions of a VCM, but also keeping the weight down. But wait, there's more. In Canon patent application JP 2025-082363, it's for a compact zoom architecture, where Canon fixes the first lens unit L1 so it doesn't move, while the second lens unit L2 does all the zooming. Image blur correction is done by shifting an element in the lens unit L3, the stabilizer, and focusing is handled by the lens unit on the image side of L2. And that's the internal architecture, or a better word would be choreography. It reduces how much the lens throws its weight around as you zoom, which aligns with and fits in very well with Canon's VCM vision. This formula reduces the weight and movement amount of the zooming group while keeping aberrations in check. And lighter moving glass, well, that means fewer torque spikes on your motors, prolonging the use of your gimbal. And if it's a lighter gimbal, having, well, not say a lighter gimbal, but having a lighter payload capacity, well, less chance of it throwing it off balance and having it air out and stop functioning, forcing a reset. But we have even more indicators. In JP 2025-075594, Canon adds a zoom position detection center 16 and scale that directly reads the rear moving group's position relative to the guide barrel represented by 9 and 14. The purpose is suppressing focus movement accompanying a zoom change at the beginning of the zoom inversion operation. And lastly, in JP 2025-069569, Canon shows shared guide bars 11 and 12, positioning both the moving lens frame 14 and the fixed lens frame 17, so the zoom lens barrel can be reduced in size radially while maintaining the eccentricity accuracy. It also states that the fixed lens frame 17 does not move in the optical axis direction while the moving frame travels. Exactly what you want to keep the center of gravity steady. When Canon rumors first talked about the RF 24-70 f2.8 VCM, that just might be a USM, I really kind of looked at this and thought it was silly because I knew in my arrogance, is arrogance the right word? Ignorance is a better word. In my ignorance that, well, a VCM has to be small and light and compact and all that. And I thought, there's no way that Canon could make a 24-70 f2.8 VCM. But after I published that video, I kind of thought about it for a while. Then I realized, well, okay, based on a lot of patent applications I had seen before, why don't I go back and take another look at those? An RF 24-70 f2.8 VCM doesn't seem like such a far-fetched idea anymore. And based on what I've seen with the quality of other VCM lenses, if Canon does release this lens next month, I might just have to get it. Canon's been working on, well, they've been working hard to reduce the size and weight of their lenses, the number of components, and also improve the optics, all while thinking about videographers. The RF 24-70 f2.8 L series image stabilized USM is a proven lens with a proven focal range, designed for wedding and event photographers that need sharp, blur-free images for handheld shooting. The main trade-off for the VCM lenses is stabilization. Current VCM primes don't include optical image stabilization. I own one. You can check it yourself. They don't include image stabilization. So you would have to rely on the gimbal for stabilization. Again, why Canon is designing these for gimbals and rigs. The bottom line, handheld stills for slow shutters, well, stick to image stabilized USM lenses. But for gimbal heavy video, a VCM 24-70 could be just optically strong enough and nicer to operate, even if it skips that optical image stabilization. And top tip, when you are shooting with a gimbal, make sure that you turn off internal camera image stabilization. It's very important. If you don't, what you tend to get is these, what do you call them, micro jitters. Here, let me show you some footage. Notice how smooth the footage is, but then every now and then it sort of, well, jumps or jitters. That's what happens when you forget to turn off IBIS when shooting on a gimbal. The only question remaining is whether the RF 24-70 f2.8 L series VCM is actually real, or is it just a rumor? Well, we'll know soon enough. Now, if you're interested in pre-ordering the 24-70 VCM or the R6 Mark III or the other, well, interesting goods that Canon's planning on releasing, then please consider using my smart pre-order links down below for Adorama, B&H in the United States, and Wex Photo Video in the United Kingdom, and Photoco in Europe. This channel is viewer supported. We get a very small commission from every purchase that you make using our links. Thank you so much for, try that again. Thank you so much for your support. It means an awful lot to us. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, and we'll be right back here soon with another update. You know what, this video, just a bit of behind the scenes here. Shooting this video has gone very smoothly with very few mistakes. But somehow in the last minute or two, I can't control my mouth. I can't enunciate properly. But you know what? I'd rather have it go that way. Sometimes I just can't seem to get started, or I have problems throughout the entire video. But this one was really easy to shoot. How long did it take? I've been recording now for 16 minutes. That's pretty good. It'll probably end up being somewhere around 10 to 12 minutes. But at the end of the day, I want to say thank you so much for your support, whether you're watching to the end, whether you're subscribing or commenting. And for those of you that have used my affiliate links in the past, thank you so much. This channel is very much viewer supported. You literally help keep the lights on, both the key light, the fill light, and the colored ones behind. I have not come across any sort of sponsorship agreement that I like. All of them seem to make the content feel like it's a vehicle for the ad. They started off being 5 seconds, went to 30 seconds, and now on some videos, I'm seeing between 3 to 5 minutes for these sponsorship ads, and I get them daily. I'm not interested. It ruins the experience, and I don't want that. If you're interested in buying gear, you know, Adorama, B&H in the United States, Wex Photo, Photoco, all of these companies, I think they're good companies. And if you buy through them, you're not paying any extra, you're getting a good product, and at the end of the day, I get something, a small commission back. I think it's the best of both worlds. I also don't, I think I set up a Patreon link. I don't bother with that either because, again, I'm here to provide you with some knowledge, some analysis, some opinion, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of entertainment. That is kind of what I'm here for. I'm also here to learn, and since I started this channel, I've learned so much about photo and video. And, you know, while I have monetized this and turned it into a business, I don't want it to seem like one of those businesses where they're nickel and diming you and they're constantly asking for money. To me, that's not right. That's not how I do business. So again, thank you so much for tuning in, for watching, for subscribing, for using my links. And since adding Wex Photo and Video in the UK and Photoca in Europe, I'm opening up a greater opportunity for you to be able to say, yeah, I used your affiliate link in Europe, whereas before you'd say, yeah, I'd love to use your affiliate links, but you don't have anything set up in the UK or France or Germany or Europe. And so the only holes I have in my coverage now is Asia and Australia and Africa. So I'm working to see what I can work out there, but for now, I'm just busy trying to find out what's going on. It's been very, very slow this week, and I was expecting more information to come to me today. It hasn't, but stay tuned. More information's coming. It's coming very soon. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great day, a great weekend. And for our Canadian viewers, happy Thanksgiving and enjoy your short week. Cheers. Bye-bye now.